Fellow parents of preschoolers, are your kids just aching for social interaction? Mine sure are. Last week, my 4 almost 5-year-old came to me and said, "Mommy, I need some friends." Now keep in mind, this little girl has been here with me for the last 2 years, homeschool, preschool. For some parts of that, we've had other kids here in the preschool setting, and for some parts of that, we haven't. So she's been used to being at home with mom and sister. Also, she's got some emotional coping strategies because we talk a lot about that. So she's able to work through a lot of the anxieties and stresses of childhood. And she's a creative kid, so she can think through what she's gonna do so that she's not bored. Now, when that child comes to me and says, Mommy, I need some friends, I take note. And I cannot imagine that you have not had a similar conversation in your house. I don't know if you've noticed, but the world is a little bit crazy right now. And if there's one lesson that I've learned from the last couple of years of my life, it's that there's only one thing in this world that I can control, and that's me. I cannot control the decisions of other people. I cannot control the opinions of other people. I cannot control society or the world at large, but I can control me. So when my daughter comes to me and says, "Mommy, I need some friends," and when I was the one I was gung-ho about this. I was ready to stay home. Let's do this. Let's stay home for 2 weeks. Let's stay home for 4 weeks. Okay, let's stay home for 6 weeks. And you know what? While we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and create this video series of some emotional coping strategies that I've developed over the last few years, because for me, the transition to being out and about in the world and then staying home was a big one. So I know that these helped me. I was all in. And then at a certain point, the balance shifted for me. The physical risks of COVID-19 to myself and to my children in our respective age groups started to be overshadowed by the social emotional impact that it was having on me and my children. And so I've created a program for myself, for my kids, and for our community, the kids here, our kids in this community, so that we can bring back the simple gifts of childhood to our children. What do they need? They need friends. They need social interaction. They need structure. They need fun. I'm calling it Simple Gifts Preschool because 2020 has robbed a lot of things from us. COVID-19 has robbed a lot of things for us, but I can control me, and I can control the environment that I create here in my home for my children, so that all of that 2020 mess doesn't have to get on them, so that they can still enjoy the simple gifts of childhood. So it's a summer camp program. That means when you look at my website, you'll be able to see different weeks and the activities that we're going to be doing during those weeks. We've got 5 weeks of summer left. For this first week, it's Mud Week. They're going to enjoy the simple gifts of playing in the mud. Lots of different activities with that. Trust me, it's fun. Next, Animal Week. The zoos are closed. Okay. I'm bringing the animals here. We're having a reptile guy come, and we're having a petting zoo come. Then next is Princess Week. The Disneyland's closed, Knott's Berry Farm's closed. They're not seeing any of those favorite characters. That's okay. I can still control me. I've got a friend who does that for a living. Guess what? She's coming. We are having Rapunzel come to visit. We are having Mrs. Incredible, whose name is Stretch, I believe. And we're having Elsa. Elsa! Everybody loves Elsa. Princess Week. Next, Explosions and Explorations Week. Don't let explosions scare you. It's preschool size, okay? We're doing volcano eruptions. We're growing crystals. We're gonna turn pennies, despite the coin shortage, we're turning pennies green. We're gonna create some slime and we're gonna make volcanoes explode, erupt. It's going to be fun. And following that, art week. Sand art, tie-dyeing shirts, we're creating some animal art, and we're gonna paint little treasure rocks. It's gonna be so fun. Kids love that. That's what they're missing out on. I'm not letting our kids miss out on the simple gifts of childhood. Your kids come here, they're going to have fun. They're going to have the experience of talking with a teacher, of interacting with a teacher, even though they might not be able to do that in the fall. They're going to practice some of their academics, letters, shapes, numbers, colors. They're going to learn social and emotional coping strategies because that's my jam. And we're going to have an opportunity for us to practice it, a social environment in which to practice it. We're gonna go play outside. We're gonna have pool noodle fights. We're gonna do balloon volleyball. We're gonna play with a gigantic beach ball. This thing is bigger than the preschoolers and they're gonna love it. And then the third hour of the program is the themed activity. So the mud, the princesses, the animals, the art, or the explosions and explorations, the science part of it. It's going to be fun. Let's not let 2020 rob our children of the simple gifts of childhood. I'm not letting that happen. Running the program for kids ages 3.5, 4, or 5 right now. It's Monday through Thursday for the themed weeks, 9 to noon, and there's a snack provided in the middle. I'm also throwing in right now what I'm calling Fun Fridays. That means that we're gonna do a group activity here in the morning, then we're gonna go outside and run in the sprinklers. The simple gifts of childhood, running and playing in the sprinklers. We'll dry off, take a little snack, and then I've got a bounce house and we're doing face painting. You're gonna close the fairs? Okay, I'm gonna bring the fair activities here. We are not robbing our kids of the simple gifts of childhood. Now, a lot of you have known me for a long time, but for those of you who haven't, I'm gonna take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Jenna Easton, and I'm a local girl. I've grown up here in Anaheim and Yorba Linda. I went to Glenview Elementary, Bernardo Yorba Junior High, Valencia High School. I got a scholarship, went over to Chapman University for my bachelor's degree, got my teaching credential over there. I studied abroad while I was in college, loved it in Spain, and then afterwards worked in the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District for about 10 years with a short stint at a travel agency in there where I traveled around the world. It was so fun. My last 2 years in the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District were at Wagner Elementary teaching 4th grade. And also during that time, I worked for the Rancho Santiago Community College District, teaching grammar and writing in the evenings at a satellite campus for Santa Ana College in their high school subjects program. I loved it. But you know what? More important than all of that, I'm a mom. After I did all of that, I had my 2 girls. I've got 2 girls, ages almost 3 and almost 5, and I love it. And I can tell you all these things about myself, but let me just show you, okay? So I'm gonna show you my credential. And I'm also licensed by the Department of Social Services to have an in-home program here. So I'm going to show you that license too. In order to get that license equal to my teaching credential, I had to be background checked and fingerprinted, but also had to have a home inspection done. So that means a social worker came and checked to see that my outlet plugs were covered, checked to see that my carpets were taped to the floor so that nobody's gonna slip, checked to see that there's no access to the knives, that they're in an upper cabinet and that they're closed, that the cabinet is locked, and that my cleaning products are the same, locked up, and that there are gates on the fences so that nobody's getting out without my knowledge, checking to see that this facility is safe. Now, some of you may have been to my home, but a lot of you probably haven't. So here's a little tour of my house. If I could provide this program to kids in our community for free, I would absolutely do it, because I believe that the kids in our community not only would benefit from this, but deserve it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that. The practical side of things is I need to charge for it, because the alternative is that I go get a teaching job online and teach English to some child in a foreign country, which is a completely fine thing to do, a fabulous way to earn an income. And at the same time, it leaves the children here in this community with the same problem. So I'm charging. I don't want to charge a lot. I'm charging enough to make it work. I'm bringing in people from the outside world. So I've got to charge a little more, and I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. But like I said before, the truth is our children deserve this. They deserve not to have the simple gifts of childhood robbed from them. You have felt the same shift that I have, where now the social emotional development of your children is outweighing the actual physical risks that COVID-19 presents to them, then click the link below and enroll today. When you click that link, you'll see the different weeks pop up. Choose the ones in which you're interested, add them to your cart, complete your purchase, and I'll send you a confirmation email. After that, I'll send you individual emails regarding each week, what to bring, what not to bring, what to wear, what to expect. And then you'll be all set. Oh, I've also got to get you some intake paperwork that I'll email out to you, and you'll have to get it back to me, either in person or just scan it and send it back to me. You'll have to get that back to me, and then you're all set. We need to do this for our children. I'm doing it for my children. You make the decision. You are in control of the environment for your children. Is this something that you want for your children? Is this what's best for you and your family? Does this match the family goal that you have for yourselves during this time? If it does, click the link below, because I don't know about you, but I am done letting 2020 rob my children of the simple gifts of childhood. Click the link below, enroll today, and I look forward to playing with your kids.